Ooh, what's up chaps, I'm Magical Mike, and as usual I've left this video a bit late, but what are you gonna do, eh? So The Nightmare is Over is the name of the last patch, and it was actually surprising that we got some stuff to do as well as Winter's Day, which is admittedly quite nice of ArenaNet to do that. On the downside though, we haven't had a patch since then, and we won't for a while still, but you can't blame them, it was Christmas after all. We were promised the end of the Scarlet story by the end of February at least as well, so we can look forward to that, thank the gods. Anyway, with this one we got mostly a story instance, and some side stuff. It was interesting to play through once, but as always they give you an achievement for playing it through multiple times. It was cool to do once, but being forced to do everything, to watch the cutscenes and go through all the motions over again was kinda contrived if you ask me. We got a little puzzle section to go through which allowed you to test your knowledge on the living story so far, or you could just look up the answers. Or you could just do the combat options instead. The puzzle was more interesting for obvious reasons, but you had to do both things for the achievements anyway. There was also an arbitrary combat section at the end. Whatever. At least the cutscene afterwards was definitely worth it. Like I said, the first time, having to watch it through the second time with no skip option though was just sort of... why? Why do I have to do this? The other achievements around the area were sort of lame to me. If you wanted them, you have to fight the same bosses from within the tower again, and you were forced to do them multiple times as well due to locked secondary objectives. I really don't agree with locking players out of the secondary objectives like that. Why can't we just go for both in the first fight? It's kind of artificially lengthening the content, and I don't agree with it. Oh well, the spider, the worm and the alchemist make appearances. They're all pretty easy. I think the worm's definitely a lot easier. The alchemist, the spider's no challenge at all if you've got more than one person around. There's really nothing much to say about these fights as well, other than making mention of those secondary objectives and saying that they're kind of strange. The tri-key chest also somehow survived the explosion. Oh, whoop-de-doo. You know you have to open that chest a bunch of times for the achievement as well. Not sure I agree with that one either, but you can get the drops around the area too if you're lucky enough. Speaking of being lucky though, I was lucky enough to get the mini toxic hybrid from the meta reward. From the meta you actually get a full key, and from that key I got the toxic hybrid. Not everyone will have the same results though. And that's really about it. Kessex Hills looks new and fresh and interesting with all the tower debris lying around. I like the change, but again there's still not enough reason to make me want to go there ever anyway. There's a temporary magic find buff you can buy for 100 toxic spore samples, but even that isn't worth the cost. It doesn't last very long, and like I said, it's temporary. I don't know what they need to do to make me stay and go back into to go back and stay in old areas, but the current reasons aren't doing it for me. There's reasons why I'm not a game designer, right? So if you missed this patch, and if you missed me doing a rundown of it, you didn't really miss much. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.